Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another rare video from me. This is going to be a review on the Airfix Canberra, the English Electric Canberra B6 slash B20. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Well, here we are, this rather massive box. It's pretty big. Hope you can see all that nice little box art on there. Two schemes that we have there. One of them's Australian, obviously. A bit on the side. Can you see that there? Usual old Airfix fare. This is on the front there. Tells you what it is. So let's have a look inside. As I say, this huge box. Get it out. Right. Obviously, we're not having the paints, so we'll sit down just to one side for a sec. And well, so here we go. Look, instructions are there. I'll just put them down to one side. What doesn't come with the kit, obviously, are the 3 ejector seat, which I've bought separately. So I'll just put them to one side just for a second. And then we'll have a look. Let's get this rather big thing out of the way. So this is what we're left with. A bag, obviously, in the usual standard Airfix way. I can't see any bits yet, but no doubt there will be. So we'll get a knife and we'll dive in. Before we get to the plastic, let's have a quick look at the instructions. So, you know, you've all seen Airfix kits before. There's a bit about the aeroplane. Obviously starts with the cockpit. I don't need to worry about the seats, of course. And then we go straight, obviously. Is there any... we've got in the way of call outs on here. I always like to see this 33 black, obviously. These will be in Humbrol. You know, it's straight into the Bombay look, so it doesn't look as if it's going to be Ellen straight onto the wings. In fact, engine's pretty basic. It looks like it might well be a pretty basic, straightforward build. There's nothing there, and already step 18 you're slapping the wings on. Look, bit for the tail plane, bit on the tail plane, and by step 24, which is really there ain't a lot to it, is there? Bit of undercarriage work, of course. Bombay open or closed. Need to make a decision. Probably closed. There's no point having it open because there's nothing to see. Oh, we do get some bombs then. Obviously get some bombs. I need to check this out, obviously. See what we can do here. Okay, well maybe we could have the Bombays open, maybe. Don't know. We'll have to have a look. And then basically step 39 didn't quite make 40. We're done. So it doesn't look to be that tricky. Obviously what we're going to look out for is wing roots, and let's see what the fit is like. Not much detail on the engines by the look of it. And obviously goes on, all your stuff goes on after position decal before fitting weapons at the very end. So just bear that in mind. Pretty basic. You could leave that there. You could read that if you wanted to. Okay, now the two schemes that come with the kit are 213 Squadron in Bruggen, in Germany. The standard grey, green and what is that grey? Dark sea grey, green over like a light aircraft grey. I thought it was a medium sea, but light aircraft grey. And then obviously the Aussie one, which is really nice, but it's no good for what I'm going to be doing. Is that one there? Number 1 bomber operational conversion unit. Lovely. I've seen that built up on British Aviation, and Naz did a lovely job of that. But I've gone with this. I've gone something a little bit different, extra decal set, and which one am I doing? These are the decals you get. That's obviously going to be a replacement for that one, because that one's, as you can see, got a little bit of rubbish on it, and a different colour, blue look. I've gone with, that was it, 100 Squadron. What have I got? Nope, not that one. That's what I'm going to go with, which is slightly unusual, which is what I've got the MRPs for. Light slate grey over with medium sea grey with a Sprue blue underneath. Obviously need a bit of shake. So that's going to be slightly unusual, that one. To look like that. So let's hope for the best. I did ought to show you the the kit decals that you get, and that's quite a nice colourful sheet. Very flat, slightly pronounced, I suppose. I mean, you know, they would be absolutely fine. You'd probably cut out all this carrier film, I guess. See, the Aussie ones are nice, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, they're more than good enough. I think they would be absolutely fine. But I've obviously done something different, like an idiot. Right, so fuselage. Well, the first thing that obviously jumps out at you is it's pretty big. What's that? You can see on the indications of how big that aeroplane is, or the kit is. And the other thing, as you can probably see, is rather massive panel lines, which is nothing on the inside. A little bit of detail there, which is massive panel lines, which is, I don't know, which is Airfix, isn't it, all over. I mean, it's something that we can definitely work with. I wouldn't worry too much about that. We can work with them. Certainly make a nice wash. So the next sprue that's jumping out at the either coming out the bag is we have some Cockpit detail and the compressor blades. Obviously, this is going to be the Cockpit in there, isn't it? It looks like, is that? Oh no, there must be engine and cells there. Look, nothing on the inside, obviously. Cockpit, right? It's not too bad, really. It's okay. We've got raised dials and switches, and some on this part there. I think there's a bit on the back there. I mean, to be honest, you're not going to see a lot because it's all the cockpit is quite enclosed. But you can certainly make that into something more than presentable. I don't know whether there's a PE kit available for this. I imagine there possibly is something. Whether you'd want to use it, obviously it's entirely up to you. I wouldn't bother, I don't think. I think that's, you know, part of the skill. Part of what we do is to make things like this, to work with the kit and to make things like this look presentable, the word. You know what I mean, chaps. There's the door, nothing, there must be an emergency door, nothing into there. You could probably put a bit of ribbon in that, I guess. Get a bit of order. We'll try and get a bit of order back with this sprues because they're all coming out randomly. Right, so what we've got here is a really mucky, oh, it's obviously what they are, wings. I've got a bit of muck on that, I don't know what that is. Again, massively deep panel lines. Got a bit of something grinning through here. look underneath, and it's going to be, right, I'll see, that's for the rails, isn't it, under wing pylons, so that's fine. No rivet detail. I'll have to check my, bit of something there, I'll have to check my resources to see what, if there was any rivet. I'd imagine there absolutely wasn't, being a high altitude a jet bomber. So that's quite a nice big sprue. The size of that, it's massive. So next we've got some the wing tanks, yoke. We've got all sorts of bit of stuff here. Got some flaps. You got the pilots as well. Look, got the pilots. Would you use them? I don't tend to use pilots anymore. Obviously I did when I was a kid, but I don't tend to now. The seats obviously I'm not going to worry about, but you know, presentable I suppose. What else to see on there? Not really a lot. Well, wheel wells, do something with that. That's not bad. You could put a bit of wiring there. Should we fancy it? Again, it's a big chunky old sprue, isn't it? Stuff hacking off. Next on, we've got some these things here. They're quite nice weight on wheels, and with the bowl, just quite nice. They're quite nice actually. I bet you won't get resin ones as good as that. That's well done, Airfix. Apart from that bit, well done. Stabilizers, more flap stuff. Wheel well, front wheel well looks okay. Nice injector pins. Is that injector pins at the bottom there? Lovely, thank you. Some engine bits there. Look, well, I mean, how are you going to get in there to paint that? You ain't, yeah. That should have been. You would have thought that would have been chopped off there, so you could paint that, and then. But at least there's no seams to worry about all the way down there. Some engine seat bits again we don't need to worry about. But I do like them wheels. They're going to be a joy. They are lovely. Okay, so obviously we've got bombs and some missiles and a bit of Bombay. I mean, you know, is what it is, isn't it? They are what they are. Not much to see there. I suppose they would, you know, paint them up. They'd be fine, wouldn't they? Get a bit of stippling. What you could use here is some Mr. Servicer. Just a stipple there, just to make that the surface rough, and then paint them up, and they would look okay. They would look fine. And hooray, we've come to the final sprue. So again, we've got obviously the other side of the bombs. The bombs are obviously in two halves. There's the top half, or the side half. And then obviously just here is the other half, side half or bottom half, and then we've got obviously a bit more Bombay detailage. That's a nice bit of detail. Obviously the internal of the Bombay, that was quite nice. And then we've got some rocket launchers here that are quite nicely detailed. It's nice with the gun pack. Hollow them out, I guess. You could hollow them out there, look, and then they would look absolutely fine. Top hole. Compressor blades again, or are they the exhaust? I'm no expert, let's put it that way. But again, it's all big and chunky, and I can actually see it, which makes a nice change. Very nice little sprue, that. And then obviously finally we come to the glazing. So let's have a quick look on that. Boring, people opening bags. Well, yeah, okay, right. I mean, it's clear. Let's look at Jim's. It's clear. There obviously is a big ripple on it because it's curved. But I think one of these has to go, if I remember. There's a bit of something on there. I mean, that's, you can see them. But it's okay. It's okay. That's the top part of the canopy, isn't it? You know, again, it kind of is what it is, but you can see that it's quite clear. Look, there is a bit of a ripple. The more you get away from it, the more lensing you go. Although that might actually work in our favour. You never know. It might pull any light that's in the cockpit out and like magnify, so you can actually see inside it. Perhaps, he says, hoping against hope. So the extra that I've gone for is obviously the 3 Pavla resin seats. I hope these are right, 2 nav and obviously a pilot seat. Shall we have a look at the? Let's have a look. Let's put them still there. Let's have a look at the pilot seat. Oh, good, resealable bag, excellent. Well done, Pavla. Let's put that there so we know what we're dealing with. So there's bits floating around here, so we'll just bear that in mind. There's a bit there, look. See that? That's obviously, oops, that's obviously part of that seat just there. Look, can you see that? See that's broken off there? Brilliant. I don't know how you're going to see that, but that's quite a nice seat. Although it probably looks better in the bag. There's quite a bit of stuff going on the side here. There it is what it is, isn't it? There you go, 1 seat. And then what we'll do, and we'll have a look at one of the navigator seats. Oh, come on! Oh, put that there. See what we're doing. That goes for him. Don't think there's anything hanging about, flapping in here. Oh, good grief, handy bag. You know what I mean? Yeah, again, I mean the seats are different, of course, which you would think they would be, but yeah, bit of a dry brush and careful painting. That won't look too bad at all. Very nice too. 2 seats. Obviously, there's a 3rd one to go with it. This is a big aeroplane. It's a big old thing. This is going to be built obviously for Martin Lamont's RAF Bomber Command buddy build, which is run on he's got a little Facebook group going especially just for that. I mean, I think he'll take YouTube models as well. If you're watching some YouTube and you don't do Facebook, you probably need to get hold of Martin and speak to him about it, but he's good with that. So we're going to chuck this into the mix and we'll see what we can do. As I say, we've got the seats look okay. You're probably never going to see them ever again once they go in, but we have got some MRPs. I am starting to like some MRPs, as you can see. Can you see them up there? Collecting a few now. I'll probably just stick to RAF colours, but you know, hey ho. Anywho, this will obviously be shown, put up on my own group, British Aviation Scale. If you're not aware of it, come and find us. So I think I might even I'll leave it for now. We'll see you in Martin's group or my group, or we might see you somewhere else on Tinternet. So we'll see you there. Happy modelling, gentlemen and ladies, and we'll see you soon. Cheerio now.